Okay, so you didn't read the fourth chapter, so I'll give you some information on what I read last night. Basically, what the chapter covers is the difference between coaching and training, and some of the things that you can do to most effectively accomplish that goal. Um, what it also first goes over identifying the people you can coach and you can't. So you need to qualify those reps, and you want to make sure you're spending your time, and which time is money. You want to make sure you're putting your resources into the best possible rep. And so there's this thing called ag growth, and that's action and ability. So you want to make sure that there's action and ability in this rep, and you also got to go define the gap that they have between where they're at right now and where they want to be, what their goals are, and what type of gap they need to diminish or make go away. And then the next is responsibility and ownership. So those are key for each rep. They need to be responsible and take ownership for all their work, or else they're not going to be willing to listen to you, which is the next one actually, is willingness. The willingness that they have to accept your coaching or training and take it to heart. Trust is more on you than anyone else, and you need to make sure that there's a strong trust, and if that trust has been broken, that you can repair it, and so that way the coaching will be taken. And then the last one is honesty, and there needs to be an honest connection between you and the rep in order for it to be successful. Now, to apply that to an actual coaching situation, when you're in the coaching situation, you have to know if the person you're with, if their gap is that they've only been there a month and they need to know how to have a sales process, then it's not necessarily coaching, it's more training. They just need to be trained on what their sales process is. Whereas if you have a person that's been there for a year already and they're just moseying along and they're not really improving, then that's where the coaching comes in, where you can improve upon their abilities and what they know. And right from the book, so you know exactly what the book said, so you can go impress your boss. You need to know what you can coach on. And this goes over 10 things you can coach on. One is the who, the values, passions, and standards, the attitude, the belief, and the mindset and philosophy of the rep, the lesson, what they've learned, and the same lessons repeating themselves. Are they getting it, basically? The ideal characteristics, the skill, the activity, are they engaging in activity of their goals? The strategy, how they plan to achieve their goals and what their results, what their goals are, their results. The commitment, see if they're consistent and they're committing to work on something. The communication, you want to make sure that there's strong communication between you and the rep, and you want to know how they're communicating themselves to their job and how that's helping them. And then the relationships they have with everyone. You want to make sure they're maintaining strong relationships, and those are things you can coach. So when you're in this situation, you want to make sure you're focusing on the things you can coach and not the things that you can't. Otherwise, you'll fail miserably. So yeah, that's what chapter 4 is all about. There you go.